You're waking up with today's 6 on your side. Good morning, Idaho.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Wednesday, and Jay Bates has left the newsroom because he's out live doing a little bit more physical labor this morning.
Yeah, he's hanging out with the cows. He's on a dairy farm this morning in Caldwell. Good morning, Jay.
Good morning, you guys. Yeah, when we first thought up on the job, I think the first thing that Spencer said is he wanted us to go live from a dairy farm. And it's taken a year, but here we are, Mr. Blake. We are going to have breakfast with Derek. And how many cows did you say?
We are currently milking 3,300 here.
How do you feed 3,300 cows?
With a lot of equipment and a very talented man.
All right, you were kind of telling us through all this. We showed everybody this during the break. This is actually cotton seed. So once you get done harvesting the cotton, this is what's left over, you said. And that's kind of a theme on all the different things that you guys feed.
Absolutely. The foundation of what we feed our cows is always going to be based on hay and corn silage. And then we have triticale right here, which is another grass that we feed. Then we combine it all into a organized premix. Now the premix is important because it's the most important and nutritionally available ingredients that we have. So every afternoon we'll take the canola meal here, which is a byproduct of the canola oil, corn gluten, which is a byproduct from the corn industry, cottonseed, which is a byproduct after harvesting cotton, then obviously the rolled corn and mineral right there. So we're able to consolidate it there, and so this man will be able to feed all the cows by noon.
And you were telling me that it's all very important. You actually hire a nutritionist to go over this because that's going to affect your yield or just the way the milk tastes?
A combination of affect the yield, which is obviously very important, but also cow health, which is the most important side of everything. So a byproduct of a healthy cow is going to be high milk production, so we hire a consultant to be able to look at the cows, see where the cows are at, and give the most cost-effective but also nutritionally available ration to the cows, given the available ingredients that we have.
Science is cool. All right, so 3,300 cows. How many pounds of feed is that every single day?
So we will basically, each one of those cows will eat 105 pounds of as-fed per day. So if you take the water away from that, that's 52 dry matter pounds per cow. And that's what the cow needs to maintain the locomotive status, the metabolic status, the milk production, the reproductive status. And then what's left is the milk production, which each cow will give 82 pounds.
What's funny is I thought that was going to be a lot, and then I realized that's pretty much what Spencer has every time somebody's in the Cisco kitchen. So, you know, Spencer, you're putting it away just as much as the cows out here at the farm. We're going to go through a lot more. We're going to milk a little. We're going to show how they do the storage. There's a lot planned for Good Morning Idaho this morning, so we'll send it back to you guys for now.
Just as I was telling Jillian, wow, 100 pounds a day? That's a
lot
ton of food. I haven't gotten quite to that level, Jay.
I don't think anyone has, so don't worry.
100 pounds of food a day? These aren't dinosaurs. These are cows. That's amazing. Wow. All right, thanks a lot, Jay. 6:13 now. Since it's Wednesday, Jay is on the job. Not his normal jobs here in the studio, but he's out in the living the rural lifestyle this morning.
Yeah, you could say that. He's on the farm this morning. What's up, Jay?
I was this close to getting out the cowboy boots that I only wear to rodeos this morning, Derek. I had to go with these instead. Sorry, you guys. We are out here at Beranna Dairy Farm. Can you explain the name to me?
Beranna Dairy is a combination of my dad's name and my mother's name. So my dad's name is Bernie and my mom's name is Anna, and then they decided it'd be a good idea to put them both together, and it's been that way for 25 years.
How long has this dairy been going?
This dairy, we built this in the year 2000. We grew up in Southern California, got pushed out, sold that property, and moved up here and started milking cows in June of the year 2000.
Wow. All right, so we talked about over 3,000 cows. What's this cow's name? Oh, ooh, doesn't want out. I know.
Now, this is the first lactation animal, so she's a younger one on the farm. She had a baby within the last 100 days, and this is her first time here, actually. So,
his friends have been texting all morning saying you're doing a great job, and you are.
So, yep, we are currently here at 7 in the morning. This is when everything kind of happens with the dairy in between the hours of 6 and 10. So this is when they initially get fed. We are currently feeding them and using that to lock them up. And then once these cows are all locked up, we will check the reproductive status on them. So a guy will walk back, chalk the cows, look for heats, breed the cows that are necessary, look for sick cows, look for any problems. And then we're doing that every single day to every single pen.
So as we kind of like walk down the line here, you can see the feed that we were talking about earlier that they were all mixing together is all along the row here. And we have just, how long is this barn?
This barn, when put together, is a 1/4 mile.
A quarter mile entirely. Ooh, do you guys race the tractors down the barn at all?
Tempting, but not quite.
You mentioned the age of the cows. These are all the younger ones. How long do you typically keep a cow?
Most of these cows here, we're averaging about 5 years. Some of them go longer, some of them a little less, but the average is 5. So the oldest one I have here right now is actually sitting at 9 years old. And yeah, and it goes down from there.
How much milk do you get out of each cow?
Currently, this facility is averaging 82 pounds of milk. So then the younger ones typically give a little bit less, while the more mature, older cows are going to typically give a little more. So my highest production cow right now is sitting at 145 pounds per day.
I know that 80% of the people at home realize that you do not milk all these by hand, but for those 20% that have never been to Idaho before and want to learn something about the rural lifestyle, you're going to take us in and show us how we get the milk out of the cows.
Absolutely. We'll catch that up on our next segment, actually.
All right. We're going to look forward to going in and doing that. We will have that coming up as On the Job continues on Good Morning Idaho. Back to you guys.
That's so cool. What a big operation.
I know, seriously. I can't get over that there are 3,000 cows there.
3,000 cows, yeah.
And this is the whole reason why I wanted Jay to go to a dairy farm. I want to see him milking cows while we're inside, all cozy. But this should be fun. It's coming up later on Good Morning Idaho.
All right, everyone. It is.
That means you can tell why Jay Bates isn't here in studio with us.
He is on the job this morning, joining us from a dairy farm. I hope he's going to show us those baby cows again, because those were adorable. Hey, Jay.
Good morning, Jillian, Spencer. We will maybe get to the big baby cows a little bit later, just for you, Jillian. We are actually inside, would you call this the milking facility?
Yes, indeed. This is the milking parlor. It's a rotary design, so it's a massive circle wheel with 75 stalls on it.
All right, so AJ, go show them this carousel while you kind of explain, like, how the cows come in and, you know, the different stations.
Absolutely. So basically, right here we have the inlet side where the cows to be milked are coming in, and then they're going on one by one on each individual stall. Now we have 6 people here to do this whole process. The person who brings the cows in, we have the person right here who makes sure that they're loaded safely, and then puts on a pre-dip there, which kills any bacteria load, and he also lays up the towel for this guy to prime the cows to make sure that they're ready for the milking process. Then he wipes them clean. Then we have the guy in the 1/4 section, which he will actually attach the machine. And they're all standing in very, very particular places to make sure that the oxytocin release in the cow, which will ensure good, consistent, and healthy milk letdown for each individual cow. And then on the whole 3/4 section, she has the amount of time to let her milk. So it could be on in 3 minutes, it could take 8 minutes to have the cow milked out, but either way, it has the option to go around.
So total time around the carousel, how long is it?
One rotation on this carousel takes 10 minutes. So, and then we have a guy that fixes any problems in the meantime, and then one guy on the very back side, which makes sure the cows are finished and also puts another antiseptic pre-dip on.
And you do all this twice a day?
Everything here is twice a day. It starts at 5:30 in the morning and 5:30 in the evening.
Wow, that's a lot of cows in a very little amount of time. Efficient. We are going to talk a little bit more about dairy because it is National Dairy Month. So we're going to go see where all this milk goes coming up a little bit later. And I'll try to get you a few more shots of baby cows, Jillian and Spencer, Danny.
We all like them, but I think Jillian is especially fond of the baby cows.
And it was like shocking because we weren't expecting it. I was expecting, you know, big cows, and then here come the babies.
They looked a little cuter.
Joining us from a dairy farm in Caldwell this morning. Good morning, Jay.
Are you with Old MacDonald?
No, we are not with Old MacDonald. I am with young Derek, actually. So this is the carousel room that we were in at the last one, and now we're moving the milk along. So we're kind of following the pipings here. So it goes through here first, which is what?
Indeed. So once it comes from the cow, it goes to a centralized system in the carousel, which it gets all pumped into this central vat. At this point, it gets collected, pumped through this filter set, and then once it goes through this little chill box right here, which we have glycol in the vat constantly pumping, so that milk will go from mid-80s to 39 degrees in a matter of seconds going through that block.
So right now this pipe is pretty warm, but then by the time I get to this one over here, it's going to be how much?
That much colder. So,
oh my gosh, that's really cold.
Yeah, so it happens in a matter of seconds through that block. Then once it goes through that, we basically select which tank that we're currently filling up, which right now it's tank 2, and then so we'll fill this one up. And then once that happens, a milk truck will come and then pick this tank up. And once this one's empty, the truck driver will wash it, then rotate, and then it's a constant cycle throughout the day.
How big is each tank?
Each silo holds 10,000 gallons.
And so when you're talking about going through these 2 tanks, how many gallons of milk are you sending out of here each day then?
oh, what's going to be in the term of gallons, it's going to be more like the 50,000 gallons per silo, and then we're moving just a little bit over 4 of those tankers a day.
So I'm trying to imagine what 50,000 1-gallon things of milk would be. That would fill Bronco Stadium like 200 times over.
Plus or minus, huh?
That's a really big bowl of cereal, actually.
Absolutely so.
All right, so I can handle it. I don't know. I'm not doing the cereal like I used to. We had a really good time. We appreciate you showing us around. And from here, it's going to go out to who kind of does your dairy?
Exactly. So once we harvest it and put it in these tanks, Dairy Gold will pick it up, and they've got a processing plant out in Caldwell. If need be, they've got a processing plant out in Jerome. So most of it stays within this Treasure Valley, and then once we're there, it's processed and shipped throughout the world.
So you really are getting local milk when you go to the local grocery store, basically?
Absolutely, yep.
All right, and we appreciate you guys having us around. Family business, hanging out here. National Dairy Month is all month. We've still got actually more coming up the rest of the month for National Dairy Month. I hear we may cook with cheese again, which I know that, Spencer, you're most looking forward to. I kind of cut you off there. What did you want to ask me about Old MacDonald there, Spencer?
I just wanted to know if that's who you were with, was Old MacDonald. But you said young Derek, that's okay. I think he did better than Old MacDonald would.
Yeah. Thanks, Derek.
No, and I think Danny prefers young Derek to Old MacDonald, to be honest.
Yeah, I think Danny has been crushing this morning, we'll just say. So pass on our compliments to Derek. Right now, it's 7:50.
Still to come on Good Morning.